I've got just a little bit of time this morning and it's not terribly hot. So I'm gonna show y'all around the farm. First, I'm gonna show y'all these containers. So a lot of people see the containers and they're like, what do y'all use the containers for? Instead of commodity sheds or barns, we have 3 containers and, ow, man. We use them to store feed. So we just have delivery drivers come, they back up to the side of the container and auger into the top. Now, people see these containers all the time. They're like, oh man, okay, $2,500 container to store feed in. That sounds great. Yes, it is. Kind of makes a cheap barn. However, the doors in the top are worth more than the containers are, but it makes sense for us, and it works. So we have two that we use for feed. We use a skid steer with a bucket on it. The bucket has an auger in it and it's hooked up obviously to the hydraulics. Pull it out, drive in, pick up the feed, and then we go and auger the feed out into our J troughs that we have under the barn. The third one is used just as storage right now, but it also has the lids in case we ever need to have a barn with 3. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna go up to the top so y'all can see the doors in the top of the container and how that works. We've got stairs up the side. I feel like I am on top of the world. All right, so as you can see, 3 containers and we've got 2 doors on each side so that when the auger trucks do pull up, they can fill up back and then to the front. We can hold probably 24 to 26 ton in each container. They just lift up, they go all the way flat. The auger truck can come right here, obviously moves the auger arm over here, fills up, and then can back up or pull forward, whichever makes sense. And then I'll show you all the pens and kind of how we feed. This is an ever-growing, ever-changing operation. We're always trying to add new things, evolve in the best way. So right now, here's what we have. We have the pasture. All of this used to be pasture, but now, because we are backgrounding, a lot of the calves that we wean here, we'll wean them here 60 plus days, get them weaned, healthy, on feed, ready to go to their new home for finishing. We personally, my husband and I, Corey, we do finish out our own steers here on the farm, get them processed for our customers. But as a whole, for our cow-calf operation as a family, this is where we use to wean and background steers and heifers. So we've got our pasture here. We'll more than likely cut this for hay in a few months. Maybe it'll keep growing. Right now, we have got some bulls and bull calves in here. We've got a few mamas in here that'll have to be moved soon. So this is what we call pen 1. We have pen 2. So right now in pen 2, we have got, these are actually joined right now so they can go back and forth. We've got some cows, 2 or 3 calves, and then bulls in here that we have just taken out of the pasture and putting on feed. Over here we have pen 3 that is empty right now. We have pen 4, pen 5, and then we are adding on one more pen. This is just our little office area. And then we have this barn here that has a lean-to on the side that connects with these 2 pastures here. And then we have multiple pens within the neat part is that on all of these pens, we have troughs. So you have troughs on this pen. We have troughs under the lean-to. And then on the side of this pen, we also have J troughs. And there's J troughs at the front of 3. So every single pen has its own set of troughs that we can drive the skid steer down the lane and feed all at the same time. Makes for a nice little setup, makes it easy for whoever is working the day. Daddy and Pappy make it really nice where me and Mama kind of have a safe setup for us to be able to feed without having to lift too much weight or anything like that. You never know who's gonna have to feed, whether that's me, Mama, Daddy, Pappy, Bubba, JP, Corey, whoever's kind of available for the day. So today it's me. Let's go put out feed. All right, just get in the skid steer. We got about a container full here of 50-50. So for just a grower diet on our bulls, on wean calves, for creek feed, we just use a 50-50 corn, gluten, soy hull pellet that we get out of North Alabama. And they deliver to us by the truckload whenever we call and order them. They've been great to work with, so that works out good. And then when it comes time for our finisher steers, we order a finisher feed from them. Generally, we don't need as much finisher as we do this grower 50-50. So we'll just get them to put it on the tail end, hay, 3, 6, 9 tons of that finisher that we'll put in our feeders. Here we go. All right. I will say, it is always a pretty tight squeeze. The bucket pretty well fits right into the container. Now, that's good because then you don't have feed left on either side, but it's a little intense when you're pulling in. You can't go super fast. You don't want to, poke a hole in the side of the container. But if you go slow, you got the bucket where you can see the bucket. Getting in and out is not too terrible. Both of my corners. Drive in. And doing this with one hand, or no hands rather, I guess you could say, is very difficult, but that's all right. All right, so this is the foot pedal, skid steer. Drive forward. I've got it scraping the ground, so I'm picking up. Angle up. This skid steer does not have the scale on it. We do on the other scale, on the other skid steer, we do have a scale, so we know exactly how much we're feeding. But right now, that skid steer's not here, and we're not feeding near as many calves, so we kind of we can eyeball what we're putting out and know we're getting the right amount. So let's go put it out. All right, first we're gonna go feed that pen 1 that I was showing you. That is the bulls that we are growing, the bulls that we have pulled out of the pasture that we're trying to put some more condition back on, and then I think it's a handful of cows with 1 or 2 calves. The cows should be bred, so I'm not worried about them being in a pasture with bulls. They just got to get moved now that we have their calves matched up, and the bulls will just be here to grow and to get back on condition. That hay field looks good. I'm happy with that. It's growing. All right, so here's what I do. Just drive down the side. You see kind of the muddy tracks right now. I'll drive down this and auger it right into the trough. Close. Move, bull. All right, you're gonna miss out. All right, just so y'all can see how that works. Fed right there, and they just come up right there to the troughs. So now I'm gonna go feed the heifers on the J troughs and show y'all what the J troughs look like. Then I'll go out there and check those 3 little calves that are left. Okay, so these are the J's. This is a very wet. We got a lot of rain. I mean, probably 4 inches this past week, which we have been desperately needing rain. It's just unfortunate the way that it does not drain good out of here. We're still working on getting this built up in the right way. But this is where I'm feeding the heifers. The heifers have not come down, which is kind of crazy. I might have overfed them a little bit yesterday, so I'll feed them a little bit less today. But this is how it works. So they can obviously stick their head in here to eat, but they cannot get out. But it makes it really easy for me just to be able to drive down and feed out of this right here. So I'll show you. I just have this toggle switch here, and when I press it, it augers out of the side. Very easy. So I just drive and auger right into the trough. It's not easy to do with a phone in hand, so I'm going to cut you off, and I will come back and show you when I'm done. All right, we are done. I'm going to go over and check on our feeder steers that we've got under the lean-to over here. Check on them, and then unfortunately, I have actually got to go pick up some hay and put out some hay for one of our pastures that we just don't have enough grass in, quite honestly, and they need some hay. So we will see if they will eat it. I feel like they need it. We'll go from there. All right, these are my feeder steers right here that we've got to process in September. That big boy right there, I don't know if he's gonna make it to September. He's gonna be big by September. But you can see how calm they are. I get in here and kind of walk with them, talk to them, talk around them a lot because I want their demeanor to be pretty chill. We don't use these right now, but I am gonna get in here. You can see where they just put their hooves in here, pick up dirt and put it in here. So I'm gonna clean this out real quick, and then I'm gonna get some hay, put out some hay, see what else I can do. Corey's got the baby this morning, so I'm trying to get as much done as I can while she's not having to be put in a car seat. So, hey big boys, you all feeling good? Y'all feeling good? Y'all look good. Y'all growing. Y'all got a few more months. So if you are interested in farm fresh beef, want to know where your food comes from, who raised it, how it was raised, all the things, happy to give you some more details. But everything that we get processed is born here. I get to pick it out, raised here on their mama on the pasture, and then we finish with a grain-fed diet. So, and then we set up the processing and we'll deliver it right to your freezer once it's done. If that's important to you, give us a shout. Okay, I'm out of breath. That is sad, but they look much more better than they did when I started. So I'm gonna climb over. Actually, I'm gonna get some hay to put for the calf that we're gonna take to the yard tomorrow. And then go try to catch a bull, then put out hay. It's never ending. All right, back in the truck. I just thought about it. So my content is sure to look very different for the next 3 months after this week, because it is about to be summer break and Mama Bird is gonna have all 3 children home with me. So that's gonna be fun. But got a little tour of the farm, got everybody fed, got some things moved around. Now I'm gonna ride to the top of the hill and see what the hay situation looks like here. Because we are gonna keep these calves that I just fed, bulls, cows, whoever I just fed, locked in the pens instead of putting them over onto the pasture, because I think we are gonna cut this field for hay. It's coming on pretty good. It looks good and green. It's been fertilized and it's weed free, which is great. So we are having to put out hay because we just don't have enough grass right here for the amount of head that has been on this ground. It'll come on now that we've gotten rain, but we were just so dry for so long that it was very unfortunate. So if I need to come back up here and get the tractor, I will, but I'm going to ride up here and just look at where Mom and Daddy put out hay, see if there's any hay left. If there's hay left, I will not worry about it, but if I don't see any hay, I'm going to be turning around and getting the tractor and putting out hay too. Here. Hay here too. It's still hay. All right, we're good. I got hay in 3 pens. So they have not cleaned up the hay from this weekend, which is great. That means that there obviously is more grass than it looks like, and they're not going through the hay near as fast. I'm gonna ride up here, check on the heifers that didn't come down to feed, make sure everybody looks all right up here. We'll make our way to our next pasture. Really? Really? Clearly she's not very hungry if she's just gonna play in it like a darn bull. But there was some hay left up here. They're gonna eat some and play in it. Things are sure to get interesting around here now. My daddy had shoulder surgery yesterday and the recovery is 6 months. So we are approaching hay season like within the next 30 days. And he more than likely is not going to be able to drive the cutter. So that means that Bubba and Corey will more than likely be all hands on deck cutting this year. Which is kind of funny, kind of exciting, but also knowing that Daddy is in recovery for the next 6 months is a little bit scary. Daddy's not really somebody that can let hands be off. He likes to be involved and make the decisions, and mentally and physically. If you've watched any of the videos recently where we have, been mic'd up in the catch bin, you can always hear him being very assertive, very decisive, all the things. If you know George P, you would understand. So anyways, he's going to be a little less involved physically soon. So making up for that will be fun. I am headed right now to the next pasture. Gonna pick up some hay. I'm in this truck today because it's got the Dewey's bed on the back. I have been out of it because of diesel prices and because I haven't been having to feed hay. I've been out of this truck for about a month, but I'm back in it today. Gonna see where I need to put out hay if I do, and then more than likely have to go meet Corey and pick up baby girl because I know he is probably going to be going to Tennessee today for his job. So, yeah. All right. Came to check on a bull. Can't see him. Where is he? Way over there. Okay. He is very far from the catch pen. So there will be no catching him today. We're gonna be taking him to the yard, hopefully tomorrow. I'll keep watching and see if I can slowly move him to the pen. But right now, negative. He ain't even close. So, mission on the bull today. I really want him to go in so that he can go with the steer that I've got to take to the yard tomorrow. But, not looking good. It will. Alright, it has been some time since we have picked up hay, but I'm going to cut this on. We're going to cut our remote on, and we are going to get us a hay bale. Oh, you know what? I think I have a pallet on the back. I'm going to need to move the pallet. Dang it. Let's see. Yeah, I've got a pallet, a nice pallet, as a matter of fact. So let me get this pallet off. We're just gonna set it over here. Bruh. We'll put it over here to the side until I'm done, and we'll come back and pick it up. All right. Bruh. Get it out of the way. Whee. Come back to get you in a little bit. Very nice. All right, so I'm gonna get 2 bales of hay on the back of the truck, and we'll head to the heifer pen. Got the oxen. We're gonna go in with our arms, and we're gonna go up with our arms. Try to center it a little bit better. Out with our arms. Down with the arms. The bales are stacked wrong anyways. I need the one thick stripe on my side in order for it to roll out. If I'm gonna roll it out, which I am gonna roll 1 or 2 out. So I'm gonna have to get it off anyways. So I'm not that concerned about it being on a little bit crooked. I have not missed this. I just had to cut off hay wrap, the net wrap, and it got hay all over me. But I got one ready. We're just gonna drive forward and unroll this and see if our girls are hungry or not. Not many know that I'm up here, but I am gonna let them know I'm here. See if they'll come get them some hay. Oh yeah. Right. Let's see what girls come. Come on, girls, come on! In this truck, they haven't seen me in this truck in a while. Ooh. Some calves. Alright, bale is almost all the way unrolled. Now I'll do something with this one right here. Probably put it in the ring. I may unroll it too and then go get another one and put it in the ring. We'll see. Here they come. I'll roll this one out too. I may go get another one, put it in the hay ring. I'm trying to decide what the weather's gonna do. It looks mighty rainy and a little breezy. They're not just rushing to it, which is surprising me, but it's okay. Can y'all guess what that means? God bless her. All right, I'm gonna go write down her number. I think she has one of these calves that's maybe 2 months old. So the bulls are after her today and the calves are following her around. So I'm gonna go see who that is. I'm gonna work on trying to match up some. I got one sucking right here I can try to match up. They're all coming up. I came down here to check on the creek feeder. And now I'm gonna do some matching. Then I'm gonna go get some lunch because I've been thinking about lunch since I woke up this morning. I am hungry. Okay, well this has been rather successful. I got 7 pair written down. I got the cow that's in heat, and I've got 3 right here in front of me. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs sucking that I'm gonna go match up right now if I can get across this little creek. And then I'm heading out. That was very successful. Yay. All right, 362. And my phone has no service here to use CattleMax, so I'm writing it all down on Rain's coloring page. And I will put it in when I get service. 363. Oh, a no tag. No tag, brown steer. Well, bull. Brown bull, because he's not worked. Okay. Dang it. Let's go over here. We're going to make our circle. Number 901 with blue 389. 901 blue 3. Did I say 89? 389. Very good. Thank you, mother. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Whoop. Right, that is 911. Just ring around the rosy. Good looking heifer right here. 932. Wow, good looking heifer. 932. That is one thing. I use the camera to be my binoculars so often out in the pasture because the camera on these phones, now that you can zoom in so and it gets so clear for you, is nice. So thank you, iPhone. I sure appreciate the camera quality. As often as we use them, it's really nice. Oh, yeah. All right, y'all look. It doesn't get better. Now, does it get healthier? It gets much healthier, but you talk about delicious. And they do some kind of homemade ranch or something. Oh, with the fresh cut fries. So I'm gonna sit right here and enjoy this. And then I'm going home to try to get some work done at the house before I gotta turn around and pick up the girls. Then we're working cows tonight too, so what a day. Oh my God. It's so good every time. Every time. Oh. Okay, so the wall says that this is the Hilltop Grill. It used to be the Hilltop Grill. Now it's bacon and burgers. It doesn't really matter what it is. They have very good burgers. That's all I've ever had from there. The burgers and the fries with the large cup of ranch. But they have a really good menu. They have a large menu. And they serve breakfast. So, lunch for breakfast. I don't know if they do dinner. But I only come here for lunch because that's if I go through Union Springs. So if you are hungry for something and you're in Union Springs and you don't want McDonald's, Subway, or American Deli, there is Bacon and Burgers that you can get you some fresh cooked burger and fries.